Okay folks, Charles75N here, and we're getting down to the final buffing on our Pinup and Skulls Tele. You can see that it is looking good across the board, but I'm going to do one more final buff here, and let's get in and we're going to start putting it all back together. Okay, so we've got our final buffing pad on here. We're going to start cutting out our cavities so we can install our electronics. Okay, and so I'm going to start here, and this is where the ground wire comes in. And so I'm just going to open that up so I can get a ground wire back through. And I'm really nervous doing this on the finish, but it's got a lot less cleanup this way. It's a lot less cleanup this way as it was prior, because you get all the compound down in here. Okay, so that's opened up nicely. We got our 2 of our 3 holes in the bridge. I can't really see where the third one is, but we'll just screw that down in there. Once we have these other 2 in, it'll line up perfectly. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, we're in your control cavity, and you may not be able to see it that well, but here's the top of it, here's the bottom. I'm going to go ahead, come right down in the center of it. And come all the way down. And be very careful because I don't want to get on top of the finish on the outside of the cavity here. And so I'm going to follow that line all the way down to the end of the cavity. And now I'm just going to go ahead and make some relief cuts on the side so I can start following the line of the cavity itself. I've chosen to take this time to go ahead and to do all our holes. And what I've done in order to do that was I took the razor blade tip and just made a basic cross pattern in the hole with the tip. And then I've taken my reamer here and just very gently going in and letting it clean it up, and it'll leave me a nice round hole. And so you could do it with a drill, but with a power drill sometimes it kind of gets away from you a little bit, and then you have to have the right size bit. So here I can just go ahead and gently run this through the hole, and it'll get it to the size. And that's already pretty clean looking. You can go back to my razor blade. And just come around the outside slowly and cut the excess. I'm not sure if anybody wanted to see this, but in case you're wondering how it was done or how I do it, I chose to do it this way this time. So here we are. I'm going to shock it. Much easier. It's less chance of slipping and scratching. And okay, so it looks like we can go ahead and we've got everything all wired up. And unfortunately, it seems that we forgot to hit the record button when we were doing the wiring. And so we'll just have to make do with buttoning it up. Okay. We're going to go ahead. Yeah, this makes a good video. I wanted to get you centered on your hole. Get him started. Get him started as well, because he's already got a hole. Okay. This was the hole we couldn't find because I just did too good of a job fabric chopping. Yay. And it is right on. How about that? Okay, and these two we couldn't see, so we know that they're going to be there and there. Yep, and those went right through them. Right through our fabric. Incidentally, this particular bridge didn't come with the holes up on top, and I knew it was going to be kind of lifting up a little bit and it wasn't going to be close, so I drilled them in like the Squire bridge was. I just used the Squire bridge, marked it with a permanent marker, and then drilled those holes. Alright, so we've got our amp all plugged in. We're on our neck pickup. And then nothing on our bridge. Go to our middle position. Okay, and just our bridge. Nothing there. Alright, so everything seems to work okay. So we're I'm putting in a football jack where there was a square jack here before, so I need to drill hole there. So I needed to drill a hole there, and you know, we can screw it in. If we actually put it in the hole, that is. Alright, so the only thing left is to attach the neck and then string it up. So first things first, as always, I'll prep my screws. A little wax so they go in easier. So let's go ahead and start getting our neck attached here. Yeah, so we're gonna get these screws all the way through. Let's see. So here we are, we're going to screw our neck on. All right. And we can just clean up our wax. All right, so we've got our strings on. Thanks to Lucas and Martin's Guitar Corner, we can stretch them with the string stretcher. And what we've put on here is a set of D'Addario XLs 9 to 46. And every time I get on this high E string, I'm always afraid that I'm going to break it using the stretcher. Always. Thank you, Martin and Lucas's Guitar Corner. All right, here we have our finished Pinup and Skulls Telecaster, and I'm very proud of it. The binding is not perfect, but it came out really good. I'm really happy with it, and it's a skill I keep working on. You notice that I've got a football-shaped plate on the output jack, and the output jack is a pure tone jack. And let's go ahead and let's flip it around and see what the finished front looks like. All right, folks, here is the front of our finished Pinup and Skulls Telecaster. And I'm loving the way that the hardware is setting off the rest of the guitar. And then when you pull it in and you realize that it's got the matching headstock, it is really, really something, I think. So here we have it. Let's get some tone samples. Now, unfortunately, I can't play too much. My wife is still working, so and she's right on the other side of the wall there, and she's on the phone all the time. So, but here we have it. Now we still have a few more things to do. I only did a rough setup on it, so it needs to be set up. I do have some tusk string trees that are going to go on it, And eventually I'd like to change out the pickups because they are a Squire Affinity set. And so having done all this to it, I'm looking for something a little special, but right now it's just simply not in the budget. So, as always, enjoy your guitar journey, and thank you for being part of mine. And play your guitars.